Hi, what I'm going to do is pretend to show different hairstyles, just a couple, really updos. You have sister locks and you wear them down. You may not know what to do, or locks period, and you wear your hair down and you don't know what to do with it. Depends on how thick your hair is, how manageable it is. You use hairpins, not hair clamps. The hair clamps, my daughter used those when she is tightening her locks, and that is good for that, but you don't want the stuff that you use to show. And so rather than to just wear your hair in a ponytail or just pull back from your hair all the time, you can wear it in what everyone likes to call updos. See, that was just a simple little thing, and then you use these little clamps, or some larger, you can use these. It's behind you. That's how I feel about it. It's behind me, and if anyone wants to look at what I use on my hair that much, they're more than welcome to see it. But you can use bobby pins, and you want to use the large size bobby pins. On the hair, before you pull it up, just put some gel or some moisturizer around your edges so they look nice and shiny. See, you can see that right there. But from the front, it looks like a normal updo, and it's done. It really doesn't take that much, and if you just want to be fancy with it. These tuck so much better than regular hair. Oh. So if you like, you can just pull a few down to have your swoop, as some people like to say. And if I want, I can pull more down than that. That's just a small amount. I don't really care for hair down in my face, or too near it either. But there you have it. Me, I tuck that back there because it aggravates me to the max. But that's it. And if you just want some down on both sides, you can pull some down on both sides. Me, if I pull some down on one side, I want the same amount down on the other side, and so it will become a big mess. But so that's why normally this is all I'm doing. Just kind of pushing and tucking it back in, and voila, it's back up there. I tell you, these are, let me tell you why I did the locks. I was tired of my hair tangling and matting up when I permed it because it was quite long. The comb out, I'm not tender-headed, but the comb out was ridiculous. Sometimes it would tangle really bad, and that was because of the way I was rinsing it out. I don't have a salon chair at home with a bowl to rinse out the hair. If you rinse it all out going backward, it will be less tangles. But I had to flip over into the bowl, rinse it all out, and flip it back, and it was a mess, and I was tired of it. So I just rather cut it all off. I went natural for a while, and then I decided to lock it. But I didn't want the large lock, so I went with the small ones. Excuse me. Now, what I'm going to do is, that was that style. Other than pulling it up in a ponytail when I need to work, it makes a nice little pom-pom, I call it, on your hair, on your head, and then you just fluff it out. With this, you can have it low on the back, or you can pull it up. And all you have to do is pull the top ones up, and it'll come up. I like these locks because, and they're very, very small. And see, you're bringing it further up on the head. I like the locks because they're small. They look like the shreds, the braids. But with these, you know, with the shreds, you're always constantly getting them redone. These were constantly tightening up, but there's a big difference than with the shreds. Now I put some moisturizer. Some kind of moisturizer I found. It's almost out, so you have to pick out the moisturizer of your choice. But I put a little of that on the hair earlier in the last video, and I'm going to use just a little of this 30-second holding stuff. And when I say a little, just enough for my thumb. And what it's going to do is act almost like styling lotion. I'm putting it just a little all over. It's really thick. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm not going to use a lot. But I want it distributed all over the hair to hold. If you don't use this, but you just use a moisturizer or use some setting lotion like Lottie Body or something like that, it will hold only for a small amount of time, and that's because your hair, the locks, are thicker than just regular strands of hair. Now this is some stuff I mixed up, and I think one day I'm going to share with you how what I use. If you can see that, it runs. This is the this is what I use on my hair all the time. And you put just enough on there to dampen it. You don't want it wet. Once you do this, you sit under a hair dryer. But again, I can't. I try to sit under the hair dryer, and I've sat under the hair dryer for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. I took a break in between. I just couldn't do it. So again, I applaud you ladies for being able to do it. It's not for me. And that's the second bit I'm putting on. I'm not going to put much on, just enough to wet it. And what I do is normally I wear my hair over like this. I want you to see what it's going to look like. It'll stay over like this for a little while, and when it keeps getting in my face, I will pull it all back. But you see what it looks like. I'll pull it back like this. Now, let me show you what I do. Part it on this side. The parts do not need to be straight. There. See that? This gets braided down this way. And then I'm going to braid another section over to the side. This is going to come up front and braid it. These are the two in the front. And yes, you braid it on down to the end, but for the time of the video, I'm not going to braid it down to the end. I'll do that later. And then the rest of the hair is braided in chunks going back. And this is a new thing I'm doing on this computer, so I'm not too sure if I'll be able to pause this or if I'll have to just show you the end on a different video. I'm not sure if it'll allow me to cut and paste, but that's what I'm doing. And then let the hair dry. And so this is going to have to dry, and I'll time lapse it, as they say. This will have to dry, and once it dries, I'll come back, take it loose, and let you see the difference, the effect that it has, the nice little crinkly look that it has, and it will just show you how you can do different things with your hair. It doesn't have to look blah and just hang.